My friends, as a surgeon who has spent decades treating aging joints, fragile bones, and tired hearts, I can tell you with absolute certainty that movement is medicine. But not all movement is created equal. Many people over 60 believe that walking alone is enough to maintain their health. While walking is a wonderful habit, I've seen countless seniors suffer knee pain, hip stiffness, balance issues, and fatigue that make it harder to stay consistent. That's where chair exercises become a true game changer. These simple, safe, surgeon-approved movements can deliver all the benefits of walking, and in many cases even more, without putting dangerous pressure on your joints. Let's start with the truth. After 60, our muscles naturally shrink in size and strength. This condition, called sarcopenia, can steal your independence if ignored. Walking helps your heart, yes, but it doesn't do much to strengthen your upper body, stabilize your core, or retrain your balance reflexes. Chair exercises, on the other hand, engage every part of the body: arms, legs, abdomen, and back, while keeping you safely supported. Think of the chair as your personal fitness partner, not a sign of weakness. From that seated position, you can perform precise, surgeon-approved movements that increase blood flow, oxygen delivery, and joint lubrication, without the risk of falling. One of my favorite examples is the seated leg lift. Sit tall at the edge of your chair, tighten your thigh muscles, and lift one leg slowly until it's straight. Hold for a count of 3, then lower it. Do this 10 times on each leg. It sounds simple, but medically, this motion activates the quadriceps and hip flexors, the same muscles you use for standing and walking, but with less stress on your knees. For seniors with arthritis, this is a lifeline. Controlled resistance builds lean muscle, improves joint alignment, and protects cartilage. Studies from orthopedic rehabilitation centers consistently show that chair-based strengthening reduces joint pain and boosts stability far better than casual walking alone. Another excellent move is the seated arm raise. Hold small hand weights or even water bottles by your sides and lift them slowly to shoulder height. This strengthens your deltoids and improves circulation to the shoulders, which tend to stiffen as we age. Why is that important? Because your shoulders are directly tied to posture and breathing. When they weaken, your chest collapses forward, compressing your lungs. By keeping the upper body strong, you maintain an open rib cage and allow full, deep breaths, critical for heart and lung health. Walking, unfortunately, doesn't provide this kind of upper body conditioning. Chair exercises also give your core a second chance at life. Simple seated torso twists or knee-to-chest lifts gently activate the abdominal muscles that protect your spine. These are the same muscles that help you get out of bed, rise from a chair, or catch your balance if you stumble. I often remind my senior patients, strength is not just about how much weight you can lift, it's about how gracefully you can stand, reach, or turn without falling. Walking strengthens your legs, but chair exercises reinforce the entire trunk that supports those legs. Finally, there's a hidden advantage most people overlook: blood pressure control and heart rhythm. Because chair workouts involve slow, deliberate motion, they improve vascular elasticity and promote steady heart rate variability, one of the strongest predictors of cardiac resilience. Walking often spikes blood pressure temporarily, while chair training builds endurance with a calmer cardiovascular load. For older adults with hypertension or heart disease, this is the safest and most efficient form of exercise you can do right at home. Now let's talk about why, from a surgical and medical standpoint, these exercises outperform walking in preserving long-term mobility and independence. In orthopedic surgery, we see main reasons seniors lose their ability to move freely: joint wear, muscle loss, and balance failure. Each of these can be addressed directly with targeted seated movements that walking simply can't correct. First, joint preservation. Every time you walk, especially on hard surfaces, your knees and hips absorb impact forces of nearly 3 times your body weight. Over years, that repetitive shock damages the smooth cartilage cushioning those joints, leading to pain, inflammation, and sometimes the need for replacement surgery. Chair exercises remove that damaging impact. When you perform controlled seated motions, you're still moving the joints through their full range, but without pounding them. The synovial fluid, which lubricates your joints like oil in an engine, flows freely, nourishing the cartilage instead of eroding it. This is why many of my postoperative patients recover faster when we begin them on seated rehab routines before progressing to walking. Second, muscle symmetry. Walking favors the lower body, leaving the upper muscles neglected. This imbalance can cause a stooped posture, shoulder rounding, and lower back strain. Chair routines allow even distribution of effort, legs, arms, shoulders, and abdomen all working in harmony. I recommend a routine that alternates between upper and lower movements. For instance, start with seated leg lifts, then transition to seated arm circles, followed by seated marching and shoulder squeezes. Each round keeps blood flowing evenly throughout the body, maintaining symmetry and preventing chronic stiffness. Think of it as building a balanced house. Every pillar supports the others. Third, balance and neural coordination. As we age, our brain's communication with muscles, what we call neuromuscular feedback, slows down. That's why seniors often trip or lose balance even when they're strong. Chair exercises provide a safe training ground to rebuild those connections. When you perform slow-seated twists, toe taps, or heel raises while maintaining upright posture, you're retraining the brain's proprioceptive sensors, the body's internal GPS. It learns again how to sense motion and adjust posture without panic. In surgical rehabilitation programs, we rely heavily on these movements to restore balance after knee or hip operations. And yes, they outperform treadmill walking in restoring coordination. Moreover, let's not underestimate the psychological boost. Many seniors feel intimidated by outdoor walking, especially if they fear falling or live in neighborhoods with uneven sidewalks. Chair exercises remove that fear, replacing it with confidence and consistency. You can do them in your living room while watching TV, listening to music, or chatting with family. That consistency matters more than intensity. Regular movement releases endorphins, natural mood elevators, and reduces anxiety. A Harvard study even showed that consistent light resistance training improved depression scores in older adults twice as much as walking alone. From a cardiovascular surgeon's perspective, I find the controlled breathing involved in chair exercises particularly beneficial. Each motion should be paired with deliberate inhalation and exhalation. This rhythmic breathing improves oxygenation, lowers stress hormones like cortisol, and enhances blood flow to the heart muscle. In contrast, brisk walking often causes shallow, irregular breathing, especially in those with compromised lung capacity or heart disease. In short, chair workouts promote efficient heart health, not just aerobic endurance. Now, let's go deeper into the 5 specific surgeon-approved chair exercises I most often recommend. Seated leg lifts strengthens thighs and hips. Seated arm raises or circles tones shoulders and arms, improves posture. Seated marching boosts circulation and mimics the heart benefits of walking. Torso twists increases spinal flexibility and core strength. Ankle circles and toe taps enhance lower leg circulation, preventing blood clots and swelling. When performed together, these create a full-body circuit. Just 15-20 minutes daily equals the benefits of a brisk 30-minute walk, minus the joint stress. Add light hand weights or resistance bands if you're medically cleared, and you've got an entire anti-aging program right in your chair. Now, my dear seniors, allow me to speak from the heart, not as a surgeon in a white coat, but as someone who has seen far too many patients lose their independence simply because they stopped moving. The chair may look like an object of rest, but used correctly, it becomes an instrument of power. These 5 chair exercises can literally change the trajectory of your aging process. They strengthen the muscles that keep you upright, protect your bones, stabilize your heart, and sharpen your mind. From a cellular perspective, every time you contract a muscle, you send a signal to your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells, to produce more fuel. This rejuvenates your metabolism and slows biological aging. That's why seniors who perform regular resistance training, even while seated, often look and feel 10 years younger than their peers who rely solely on walking. They have higher energy, steadier balance, and better blood sugar control. In fact, medical research has confirmed that gentle muscle resistance enhances insulin sensitivity and bone density far more effectively than walking. There's also a surgical insight I'd like to share. Whenever I operate on elderly patients, whether for knee replacement, spinal decompression, or cardiac bypass, the best predictor of recovery isn't age, it's muscle tone. Those who maintain strength through seated training heal faster, experience fewer complications, and walk independently sooner. Why? Because stronger muscles pump more oxygen-rich blood to healing tissues, reduce swelling, and stabilize joints. Weak muscles, on the other hand, invite fatigue and imbalance, delaying recovery. So when you dedicate yourself to these 5 chair exercises, you're not only preventing disease, you're preparing your body for resilience against any health challenge. Let's address the myth that real exercise must leave you breathless or sweaty. That's false and dangerous for older adults. What matters most is consistency and control. When done daily, even moderate chair workouts increase heart efficiency, improve digestion, and strengthen the immune system. They also support better sleep and brain health by increasing cerebral blood flow. I tell my patients, move the body gently, and the body will serve you generously. Here's a routine I recommend as a surgeon. Morning, 2 sets of seated marching and arm raises to wake up circulation. Afternoon, torso twists and leg lifts for posture and strength. Evening, ankle circles and deep breathing for relaxation and heart health. This rhythm ensures every major muscle group is engaged without strain. After 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice less stiffness when rising from a chair, improved digestion, better sleep, and an overall lighter feeling in your body. That's your circulation improving, your joints rehydrating, and your heart growing stronger. And let's not forget safety. Always use a sturdy, non-rolling chair with a straight back. Keep your posture tall, your movements slow, and your breathing steady. If you feel dizzy or short of breath, pause immediately. Remember, pain is never a goal. Movement without pain is the victory. Consult your physician before starting any new exercise program, especially if you have heart disease, osteoporosis, or balance disorders. But rest assured, these surgeon-approved exercises have been safely used in hospitals, rehabilitation centers, and homes worldwide for decades. So, to every senior listening, don't underestimate the power of that simple chair in your living room. It holds the key to independence, confidence, and vitality. The next time you sit down, don't see it as a place to rest. See it as your personal gym, a tool that can keep you walking, driving, cooking, laughing, and living life on your own terms for years to come. As your doctor and advocate, I leave you with this prescription. 15 minutes of chair exercises a day, every day, will do more for your longevity than any pill I could prescribe. Your muscles are your medicine, your movement is your miracle, and your chair, believe it or not, might just be the best fitness equipment you'll ever own. Stay strong, stay seated, but keep moving. Thank you.